Yo, dudes.
It's Blake from Green Knuckles Across, and this week we're doing something really different and unique for you guys. We are going to try and unwarp and refurbish this beat up Nike CEO. It's going to be a week-long project, and we're going to cover it all in one video, so stay tuned.
3, 2, 1.
Give me some ganja. Give me some ganja. Give me some ganja.
I'm going to apologize in advance if you hear any background noises. It's currently freaking pouring in Florida right now, so just bear with me. But the whole point of this video is to try and see if we can refurbish this really warped and beat up Nike CEO. It has no cracks in the sidewall except for one right there. And we're going to be testing out two separate methods today to see if we can actually get this back to factory condition. And we're going to see if it's actually worth it. You know, is it worth going through the process of taking a head like this and getting it back to its original shape, or just buying a new one? And the way we're going to test it is we're going to string it up, and from Monday through Friday, we're going to go out to the field. We're going to do our live face-off reps with this exact head and see how it holds up. So with that being said, let's get started and head to the kitchen. Okay, we're in the kitchen today, and we're going to go over two separate methods. One includes baking the head in the oven, and the other includes boiling the head on the stove. Here's option one. We're going to throw it in our actual oven, let the head heat up back to its original shape for 10 minutes at 350 degrees. Okay, we're going to check on it now, see how it is.
Ooh.
What is this?
Fake news. I made pizza.
What the Alright, we're checking again. Oh wow, look at that. Oh, okay, yeah, you can see it's dangerously hot. It actually turns red. Oh. Yeah, it actually turns red. But look at that, came out perfect. Brand new CEO. Okay, option one, complete bogus. Whoever's told you that baking a lacrosse head to get back to its original shape is wrong. Fake news. It never works. It never brings it back to its original shape and always makes it more fragile than what it actually was. So instead we're using our boiling method. Our boiling method consists of a big old pot that's big enough to fit our entire head in, and it's filled with water, fairly high, not all the way to the top, so no overspill, but kind of halfway between to the top, whatever. And it's on our stove, and of course you need your warped CEO. Buckets. Alright, now our head is in our pot of boiling water. We just put it in there. We're going to come back and check on it in 20 minutes. Alright, while the head is boiling, we're going to set up our first station. So once we pull the head out of the pot, we're going to bring it over here. We have our lacrosse shaft that the head's going to sit on. We have our wooden dowel that's going to go in between the two sidewalls that Nike CEO has. And then we're going to have our softball to help widen it out. So once we bring it over here to the station, it's going to help widen it out and bring it back to its original shape. And after that station, we're going to bring it over to station 2. And this is where we're going to actually clean up the head. We're going to get rid of the ball burns, the scuffs, everything that has all the dirt on the head. And we're just going to simply put it on paper towels. And we're going to use our GKL juice to help get rid of the stains. Alright, 20 minutes has been up. Let's get this bad boy out of here. Oh jeez. Alright, we're bringing it over to station 1. We're going to run the dowel through it first. So we're going to run it through both sidewalls, right through here. We're going to bring it straight up. So where, with the common CEO, these two sidewalls would collapse on itself. So this dowel is preventing it from doing that. And all we're going to do now is we're going to sit here and just work it backwards. Just like this. Sit here, do it back and forth until it starts to straighten out. And if you look at it from this side, it's definitely straightened out a lot from what it used to be. Same with this side. Now it is kind of pinched still, but that's when the softball comes into play. Right now we're not working on that. We're trying to get rid of these kinks in the sidewalls. Alright, we're going to leave the softball in there for a little bit. Come back, work it out again with the dowel, then repeat the process with the softball.
Back.
Alright guys, it's Monday, first day of training. Got the CEO all strung up. Had a softball on it last night. It's looking actually pretty good today. Looks like it's been used, obviously, but not too bad. Definitely not factory condition, but not bad at all. Used the GKL sidewall on it, sidewall pattern, with some warrior burn mesh. So we're gonna get started on training, see how it holds up.
Get real with the fever on the dance floor. Now who got the fever for the flames? Who can think the way that I flex on a track? Conclusion rampage. Ricky Rick on point with the knife I style for my left. That be rolling the mad joints. Just put your hands in the air. Cause there's a party over here. So grab yourself a beer. And we can get our fever on. I'm with it, so let me put my big brown beaver on. I'm coming with the disco, I can flip so I'ma drop a solo tip. Something for the honeys in the crowd. Let me hear it, so I can turn the party out till tomorrow afternoon. Cause when I grips my stills, no one leaves the room. So tell me, can you feel the mask girls coming with the fever, fever, fever?
Down. Set. 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 Set.
Get real with the fever on the dance floor.
Set to the side, you gotta run and hide. More to the side, everybody wants to stay alive.
Everybody's in the house. We have to run this back so you can break your flares out. N-Trance and the only one. We got it going on. So let me get my flowing on. It's the blast on the past thing you heard of. Me and the boys coming down with murder. And it's gotta be the way. Everybody wants to make a move, so just party. Or we can have a jam. So get your move on, I'ma take this groove and slam. Flip it how I want it, flip. From the back to the front when I drops me the manuscript. Cause I got the moves. And I'm always on the flow with the crazy, crazy grooves. Tell me, can you feel the math skills coming with the fever, fever, fever? On the dance floor.
Set to the side, you gotta run and hide. More to the side, everybody wants to stay alive.
Yeah.
Set to the side, you gotta run and hide. More to the side, everybody wants to stay alive.
Everybody in the house, come on and let me hear you say ho. Ho. Everybody in the house, come on and let me hear you say.
Alright guys, it's Friday. Just wrapped up fifth and final training session for this week. That was 5 straight days of using this like the CEO during all my training sessions, both power and speed. I believe we did 3 speeds and 2 powers, so this head definitely did go through a lot of torture tests, and honestly it came out the exact opposite way of what I was expecting to come out like. I was expecting it to be more like this, pretty much go back to its original shape that I had it previous to refurbishing it, but it definitely held up really well. The kinks aren't as severe as they were when we first got it, and the face of it isn't turned that way like this when we first had it too. It's definitely held up. I was not expecting it at all. I don't think any of us were. So to answer the question, is it worth taking a really beat up Nike CEO that's been taking a lot of reps and was kinked as crap? Is it worth taking one of those heads, refurbishing it, and using that versus going out and buying a brand new CEO, stringing it up, and breaking it from there? Yes, it's definitely worth it. Instead of going out and spending $90 on the head, and then $25 on mesh, and then $5 on string, I took an old head that we retired a few seasons ago, thinking that we'd never bring it back to life, and I was wrong. Took this thing and pretty much made it back to fully functional, game-ready CEO with just a few simple steps. Now, if your CEO had more sidewall hole cracks than I had, which was 1 to begin with, I did crack another one during this week of training, so 2 in total. If your CEO has more than that amount, then I really can't give you an answer on how the head will turn out. So it's up to you. Just follow the steps and see how yours turns out. But as of now, this head, I'm definitely using this for fall ball in college. It's game ready, it's ready to go, broken in. And I didn't notice any sort of kinks or differences between a head like this and one of my other gamers. It just feels the exact same. It's crazy to think this thing was like this before. Not even an actual crosshead, just a, I don't even know what to call this. But it was absolutely horrible, and now I can actually use it. And all I did in between training sessions, overnight, I just leave a softball in it, just like every other head I have. I'm gonna put up a few progress photos of the head from what it was before this, after the refurbishing process, and then photos after Monday, Wednesday, and Friday training sessions, just to show how the head kind of warped over time with the face-offs, and just to show you guys a little bit more information on what this head really did. But that's really it, guys. There's nothing much else to say. If you have an old head, go ahead and try it out. If you don't want to try it out, then go buy a new CEO. That's all you gotta do. That wraps up for this week's Fogo Friday. Stay tuned for next Friday, because I'll be coming out with another video, hopefully a little bit earlier in the day. This one kind of took a while